ESC Radio live from Berlin, and our guests here today at the studio are KEiiNO, representing Norway at Eurovision 2019. Hey guys.
Hi.
Nice to have you back. Tom, you visited us a little earlier, a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, a lot has happened. You won the national final in Norway, and in about 2 weeks you will take to the stage at Tel Aviv Expo to perform Spirit in the Sky, and then you will look back at about, well, pretty exactly 2 months of international promotion, which I think has been quite intense for you. Maybe I would like to ask Fred about this, because these two guys, they have a little bit more experience with Eurovision than you. And so I would like to ask you, how was this for you? They told you a lot in advance, I'm sure. But nevertheless...
Yeah, they didn't tell that much, so I didn't know what really to expect. But it has been a very fun ride, and I'm really enjoying every moment.
Still.
Yeah, still. Yeah, we've been traveling every weekend. Yeah.
And Tom and Alexandra, did this bring any surprises for you?
Well, I'm surprised that so many know the lyrics to our song and that so many yoik along. It's really amazing to hear that. And of course, see all the fans who want to take pictures and doing all the interviews. It's like you're a superstar for 2 months, and it's been great.
Yeah, no, definitely to see how big the interest for Eurovision is all around Europe, especially like in Amsterdam, where there's almost 5,000 people, and you can see that they generally know all the songs, and not only ours, but in general. And so this positivity that you meet everywhere is really, really cool. So it's been an amazing time.
You were certainly one of the most active contestants this year, or maybe even the most active contestant. I think you joined all of the pre-parties. There was Amsterdam, London, Madrid, Riga, anything else?
Yes, we did, except Moscow.
Oh, Moscow, yeah. Sure, okay. Well, nevertheless, yeah, that was very intense. These pre-parties, actually, I know that many of the former winners, even they never attended any of these parties. Like, for example, Lena, I think. She never went to Alexander Rybak. He never went to any of them. How do you see the benefit of these pre-parties?
I think it's, in general, I think it's more important now than it was before. Mostly because how people consume media and how people get to know news or actually get to know their fans has changed just in a few years because of the new how people use social media more over this the traditional media. Means that it's so important to be that people can read about you or see pictures on Instagram or see videos on YouTube, and I think that's why you meet so many people at these pre-parties. If we play for 5,000 people, that's one thing. But if 100 people take pictures or make a video of our show, then suddenly all their friends will see what we're doing. So that's why I spoke to a lot of the other delegations about this as well, why they think now it's more important than ever to be on these pre-parties.
And also, KEiiNO is an entirely new band. So being a part of these pre-parties has also brought us closer together. We have more interactions on stage, and we know the song even better now. So it's just been a great training for us before the finals.
And it's also cozy and nice to meet our fans.
When you look back, well, let's say about a year ago, because KEiiNO, the project was initiated in late summer last year. So looking back about 1 year, your life has changed dramatically in a way. How do you cope with this new situation, which is so different from your former situation? Is it difficult to arrange all these things? 3 guys?
Of course, we're 3 and we're good friends, so it's a lot of fun traveling together. But yeah, I believe that I've slept more outside of the country than I have back home in my own bed. But yeah, it's just been great traveling, and we do this because we love it. So it's just been amazing.
But you had to put your studies on hold?
Of course, I had to put my studies on hold. I'm actually studying to become a nurse.
Oh, okay.
And I'm halfway there, so I just called the school and said that, hey, I'm participating in Eurovision. Can I take a year off? And they were so positive, and also Fred.
I had to take a break from my job. Yeah, I work as a teacher in a kindergarten, so I didn't have time for that when we started with KEiiNO after this.
Alexandra, how is it with two boys all the time? Well, most of the time during a day. Do they treat
the goofy
you,
boys.
Do they treat you nicely?
Yes, they do. They're the kindest guys ever. And I'm actually quite happy. They're a bit older. So we're kind of the same in mindset because I'm older in my soul than I am in my body.
Yes, well,
She's the one that makes sure that we get home at the right time, get to bed, get enough rest, and that we remember all our stuff. So she's really the mother in the band, even though she's the youngest.
So let's speak about the music. You released KEiiNO version of Shallow, of the Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga song Shallow last week. Why Shallow?
Yeah, Tom, why?
we love the song.
No, it's a great song. We love Lady Gaga. She's an amazing artist, and also she's been so vocal about that everybody should be allowed to be themselves, and big supportive of gay rights. And so it was natural for us as well, because we have a message in our song about be yourself and be accepted for who you are. So it was very natural for us to cover a Lady Gaga song. And also, when we wanted to make a cover, we wanted to make it by a song that you wouldn't necessarily think, oh, this is a typical KEiiNO song. So, and also it's a duet. So we tried it out, and it worked well. We're very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds really cool. And you spent a weekend now in Berlin for more recording. You recorded, well, at least one more song. Maybe you can tell us more. And I'd like to mention that one of you tagged somewhere on the social media Summer Hit. So I don't know who it was, but you must know about that. So I read somewhere Summer Hit. So did you record a Summer Hit this weekend?
Hopefully we did. We don't want to jinx it, but yeah, it's we recorded a bit more soulful song, something that might remind of Spirit in the Sky, and also another completely different song that might be a summer hit, but
I think we've got two potential summer hits. We'll see, and one for the autumn. So yeah,
A little more a darker one.
yeah.
I'd like to come back to something I mentioned when we spoke before the national final. What I like about this project is that you have three very different and very distinctive vocals. You are different from many other groups like trios. You have all, there's a lot of balance between, each of you has a real part in this. Because sometimes with trios there's just one singer and the others do la 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 and tra la la.
Or holola.
Exactly. So is that a concept for all future recordings? We also have it in Shallow. It's basically the same concept. Will that remain that way, or are you discussing, well, some other things?
Because we have three distinctive voices, and also that we are we've been three solo artists before. It's quite diverse what we can do, and Fred is a rapper as well. And so we want to keep adding our elements to the song. But of course, in some songs, one of us would be more prominent than the other. But yeah, we want to keep the spirit that all three of us are in a song.
I would like to speak about this semi-yoking part. I noticed only today, actually, when I prepared this, there were, for the World of Eurovision, there were two songs before. I think in 1980 there was the Norwegian entry, Sovjetnan. And then in 2000, the Swedish entry had some...
Yeah, Roger Pontare.
Exactly. Yeah. That was all male yoking. Is that actually a male thing?
It's not a male thing. There are actually more women yokers in Sápmi.
Really?
Yeah.
Alexandra, have you discussed learning some yoking from Fred?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first time I heard Fred yoik, I was so moved by the emotions that you can put into singing and just using your voice in a completely different way. And we've actually had this yoik challenge, so I've tried to yoik, but of course it's no way near how he does it. But I just think it's amazing. You could just pour your heart out through sounds and use your voice in a so cool way.
Yeah, I also got a very surprised, because that was my first time yoiking. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. So the yoik you hear on the Spirit in the Sky is actually my first time yoiking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you also recorded, that was already right after or even before the national final, your version of Only Teardrops, Denmark's 2013 winning song. Have you thought about covering any of this year's entries?
Well, we have made like small snippets of a few of the songs.
I think the coolest one is probably Luca Henny. But she got me.
Yeah. We did a version of She Got Me in was that in London?
Yeah, I think we did in the park.
With just acoustic with the park. We had some Eurovision fans there, and we played a bit of our version. So yeah, we're bringing a guitar to Tel Aviv. So we'll see if we make a little beach jam and then play some of the different versions we have.
Let's do that.
Do you actually prepare all these side events in Tel Aviv? There will be a lot of partying and side events. Do you prepare that?
Well, we already have a program that is quite packed, but we still have some time, and of course, I guess we use this as a platform to reach as many people as possible, and for us then to use every spare moment finding out how can we reach more people. So there will be more fun things coming up as well.
Yeah. And of course, we want to get on that stage and do what we love, sing and spread music.
You will be performing in the second semi-final on 16th May, the first performance. How do you see the competition? Your second semi-final competition, maybe, first of all?
I feel that maybe the second semi-final is the toughest one because you have a lot of the favorites competing against each other. We're going to do our best, and hopefully that's good enough to go to the grand final. That's our first goal. And after that, it's like anything can happen. I mean, it's Eurovision. You cannot predict anything, but it's just going to be amazing being a part of this.
That's true. You're starting at 15th, I think.
Yeah.
That's what you must be quite happy with that, I imagine.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
We're the song before Duncan as well. So hopefully, like the people that have already made their like snack breaks and everything, and coming back to see the big favorite, and then they hear ours and see our entry first. So I think that could be a good thing.
Yeah.
A good thing. So no, it's a good starting position, and we definitely have a song that will hopefully make people dance and sing along in the audience. And of course, it's good to be a bit further in the show. People have warmed up a bit.
We had Luca Henny here last week at the studio, and because he starts at 4, I think it's fourth position. For him, it's maybe a little more difficult, but actually, I think both of you have a good chance to
Thank you.
pass on to the final. I would be surprised if not. Very much. So the staging. Actually, with all these pre-parties and all this promotion, always traveling, I wonder how much time, because I remember from former artist contestants, they said, well, they won't join much of this promotion because they have to focus on the preparations for the staging. How about you? How do you handle that?
I think it depends on if you have a lot of dancing in your number, then you need to, of course, rehearse a lot of dance. But we're not doing much dancing, so for us it's more to be in the present and be in the moment and to sing together, and especially to share the energy on stage. And for us, there's no better way of preparing that than actually being on stage and all over Europe.
Yeah, and being together in every situation. Like we've been together almost every day since Melodi Grand Prix, and that's great to just get to know each other better, so we can bring that we're brought together on stage. That is really important.
So, what will we get to see? Will it be similar to what we saw? Probably not what we saw in Melodi Grand Prix.
No, it will be. It's of course it's a bigger stage. It's another stage, and there's a different production team now. It's KEiiNO, the Israeli production company, like a TV company that produce it. So, but we'll definitely bring a touch of Norway to the stage. And I think that's very important for us to kind of show where we're from.
Well, how about the costumes?
They're finished.
Yeah, completely.
They're finished.
Yes, we're very happy with them.
Yeah.
Well, show them.
Now you can. Well, you can say now you can really see that we are a band. We are a trio.
I mean, that's the music video, of course, and I mean that has been discussed already. I think you mentioned somewhere that it won't be anything there won't be a snow fox and a reindeer and no wolf.
Let's just
No wolf with a wig.
That will be a surprise.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, what do you want to see? Do you want ears and a wig?
No, I
No.
prefer something.
Okay.
Well, you asked me.
Yeah. Okay. You'll soon find out. Next week, you'll find out.
Eurovision is such a. You have to, for a couple of weeks, to have to focus on all this promotion and on staging and da. And afterwards, a lot depends on how you manage in the show. And for a winner, of course, it's huge. Then you will be asked to perform on the same night in 20 different countries. But even if not, you will still have a lot to do after that. Are there already other plans for the time after Eurovision?
Absolutely. We have used this time to reach out to the rest of the country that we've been visiting, not only the Eurovision fans, but the people, because we want to have a future after Eurovision. And we're planning a lot of exciting stuff, a lot of new music. Maybe we're going to somewhere else in the world just to express our music and do what we love.
And also work with other artists as well.
As, for example, maybe other contestants? That happens quite often, that because you met many of them at these pre-parties. Could you imagine to work with any of these people?
Well, definitely. There's a lot of artists that we go along very well with as well. And because we want to kind of share joy and on stage, there's a lot of other acts that does that as well, so you never know, maybe. There will be like a collaboration this summer.
Yeah. It's definitely difficult to say much about the time after Eurovision, because we will see. Okay, so thank you very much, KEiiNO, and thanks for being here, and best of luck for the competition.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.